Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. Before we get into today's video, if this is your first time watching today, please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and be sure to drop a like on today's video. The question I've got for you this morning is in relation to Manchester United's game against West Ham today. Now, I know the Premier League is effectively done. No one really cares about it anymore, but there is still a game of football on today. What are your score predictions? How are you feeling about this game? Do we think it's going to be a heavily rotated lineup? Will we see the kids playing, or do we think it will be first teamers? Let's have a little chat about that now. So Ruben Amorim was asked this exact question in the press conference, and he said that the first team players will get minutes. He said that it's important that effectively before this massive game next Wednesday? No, a week on Wednesday the game is, isn't it? The Europa League final. That they still get minutes. Some people were thinking that we wouldn't see Bruno, we wouldn't see Maguire, we wouldn't see any of these players until the Europa League final. But Ruben Amorim has said that we will see minutes from these players, and obviously he'll just manage these players game time and hope they don't get injured. I mean, it's a risk, it's a gamble, but at the moment our squad is so thin. When you think about it, it's pretty much impossible for our first team players not to be featuring at some point in the game. Like if you look at our bench, for example, if you look at our bench in the game against Athletic Bilbao, right? So our bench in that game was Fredrickson, Camerson, Mantato, Bayinda, Heaton, Ericsson, Amas, Mainu, Ahmad, Mount, and Shaw. We had like 4 first team players in the whole squad who were on the bench. So let's say, for argument's sake, that you rest Bruno, you rest Maguire, you rest Casemiro, you rest Lindelof. Like, there isn't really anybody to replace those players, really. So he is going to have to play them. Obviously, the jeopardy if one of them gets injured is massive. But at the same time, I don't know. It's a hard one. So in relation to score predictions, I mean, I imagine we'll win this game, realistically. West Ham are terrible. They're worse than us, which is saying something in the Premier League. They're absolutely awful. I mean, if we were to win today, I know this is still embarrassing. If we were to win today, right, we're currently 15th. If we win today and the other results in the Premier League go our way, we could jump up to 13th. And people were laughing at that, saying, like, 13th? Like, who cares? Who cares about that? But you have to remember that every position in the Premier League that you finish higher, so say we finish 13th, let's have a look. So how much money? I remember I looked before and it was quite a lot. Do you get per Premier League? Hold on 1 second. Let me just get the stats up for this. All right, here you go. So what we're looking at here is each position in the Premier League, you get a different amount of money. So if you finish first, you get X amount. If you finish second, etc. Right? So let's have a look. So here we are. Where is it? I can't find the story. I think it's about 2 or 3 million. Here we go. Premier League prize money per position. This is what we want. So, at the moment, it's one of those ones where you have to pay to see the article. It's so annoying. Anyway, we don't need to go into specifics. It's about 3 million per position. So if we were to finish 13th, which is 2 positions above where we are now, we would get about another 6 or 7 million. And people are going to be like, oh, I don't care. But still, that's 6 or 7 more million that we'll have. So it is still important. Obviously, winning the Champions League, I keep saying winning the Champions League, don't I? Winning the Europa League is the be-all, end-all. That's what needs to happen. We would get around 100 million, I think, if we get into the Champions League, which would be absolutely phenomenal. But at the same time, you know, I would still like us to finish a little bit higher up the table. I think the highest we can now mathematically finish, if we were to win all of our games, which we won't, would be 12th, which is embarrassing, isn't it? It's mad. Actually mad that Manchester United are going to finish probably towards the bottom half of the Premier League table. But, you know, I say it's mad. Is it really, though? We are where we deserve to be. That's the fact of the matter. We deserve to be in the position we are. There's no other way of sugarcoating it. We don't deserve to finish any higher than in the bottom half. We've been awful all season. We got a manager sacked. And we can't blame Erik ten Hag anymore because Ruben Amorim's come in and we're worse. So it's clearly on these players. It's clearly on poor recruitment. It's clearly on, Jim Ratcliffe, the Glazers, all of these people who've come in. The situation hasn't got any better. And we're now just in a mess, realistically, So, yeah. But let's move on to something a little bit more positive, I guess. Let's talk about this story about Manchester United apparently going for what is being described as a wonderkid. I know the word wonderkid gets thrown around quite a lot in football, but this supposed wonderkid and how much it's going to cost and all the rest of it. So the guy is apparently being described as one of the most exciting players coming out of the Barcelona academy. I mean, how often have we heard that? And apparently Manchester United are looking to make a £5 million bid for this player. The guy's name is Juan Hernandez. He's got a £5 million release clause. As normal with these types of stories, before this morning, I'd never heard of this player. He is 17 years of age. He's a midfielder. He's played 10 times this season for Barcelona, Barcelona's under-19s. Spanish international, hasn't been yet capped by Spain yet. Not at professional level. He's played in the under-19s and under-21s, etc. Apparently Chelsea are also trying to sign him as well. I mean, great, yeah. Is it going to take us from where we are now to where we want to be? No. Is it good to be signing young players from other top teams in Europe? Yes, of course. We did it with Chido Obi. We did it with Heaven. I mean, those two signings have been incredible, I think. Both of those two players. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not exactly going to be that excited about it because there's not really that much to know yet. He's just a young player. He's a prospect. He's not, as I said, going to take us from the bottom half of the table to the top half of the table, but it might be someone for the future. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Lumen says, has Amorim failed in the Premier League? Yeah, of course he's failed in the Premier League. There's no way you can say that Ruben Amorim has been a success in the Premier League. Impossible. And I'm not saying we should sack him, but we're 16th in the Premier League. When Erik ten Hag left, I think we were 9th and 3 points off top 4. So, yeah, he has failed in the Premier League, 100%. There are obviously reasons for why he's failed. The system doesn't work with the players we have. We didn't bring in suitable replacements for Rashford, Sancho, Antony in the January window. There's all sorts of reasons of why we are. It's not 100% on Ruben Amorim, but as a blanket statement, has Ruben Amorim been a success so far in the Premier League? No, of course he's not. Currently, we are 30 points off top 4. When Erik ten Hag was sacked, we were 3 points off top 4. And I'm not saying that Erik ten Hag should have stayed. I'm just saying that, the position we were in the table under Erik ten Hag seemed really bad. But in reality, we were only 3 points off top 4. And it was just really close. So, 9th place was 3 points off top 4. Whereas now, we are literally 30 points off top 4 at the moment. 30 points, and we are nearly 50 points behind Liverpool. I mean, that's not acceptable, is it? To be 50 points behind the first place team in the Premier League. Usually we're 20 points behind and we're that's not acceptable. But to be nearly 50 points behind, that's unheard of. It's never happened before. So has Ruben Amorim been a success in the Premier League? No. It's been a massive failure, let's be real. But there are reasons why it's been a failure. He should never have been brought in midway through the season when you have a whole squad of underperforming players who don't suit the system. And if you then do bring him in, they needed to back him heavily in the January window. They didn't. They let Rashford go, and they let Antony go, and they brought in a 19-year-old left wing back who'd played half a season of professional football for a Serie A relegation team. So you can see why we failed. It's not on Ruben Amorim 100%, but as a blanket statement, has he succeeded in the Premier League? No, of course he's not. It's been an absolute disaster. That can all be overturned by winning the Europa League. If we win the Europa League, it sugarcoats it. We go into the next season. Hopefully we have a massive overhaul of players. yeah, so we'll see. But has he been a success? No, of course he's not. And he would even say it himself. I mean, Ruben Amorim's exact words, he says that it's the worst Manchester United team in history. So there's no like negativity here or or hate or any of that stuff. It's just literally a fact. He has been a failure so far, but that can obviously turn around. Fred says, do you honestly not think that Ineos would consider 150 million for Bruno? Let's talk about Bruno now. So the story this morning is that apparently Al-Hilal are not going to give up on signing Bruno Fernandes. Apparently they're about to hold another meeting with Bruno Fernandes representatives, and they're literally just going all out for Bruno Fernandes. There are some stories this morning indicating that they would be willing to pay as much as £150 million to sign Bruno Fernandes this summer. I mean, that's just ridiculous. 150 million. I'm not being funny, but there's no way he's worth 150 million. If they offer us 150 million, I would take that in a heartbeat. I don't know what you all think, but without a shadow of a doubt, I would take 150 million. I love Bruno. I think he's quality. He's our best player. He's the only player in our team who maybe falls into the world-class conversation, maybe. But if someone's going to offer you 150 million for a 31-year-old, you have to take it. Because the thing you have to also remember is Bruno Fernandes' transfer fee was paid off a long time ago. So in relation to PSR, he would go down as 100% profit. If we sold him for 150 million, that would be 150 million straight profit on our PSR book. So yeah, for me, if someone's going to offer us crazy money, I will take it, but I'm not like desperate to sell him by any means. I'm not desperate to sell him by any means, but obviously let me know what you guys think, innit? Like, would you sell Bruno Fernandes? Let me know in the comment section. Would you sell him for 150 million? I would be very surprised if there's anybody watching who wouldn't sell him for 150 million. Like, 150 million pounds. Imagine what we could do with that money. It would completely change everything for Manchester United. So, yeah, we'll see how that one progresses. But yeah, I mean, 150 million. That's just crazy, crazy money, isn't it? Right. Let's see what else people are saying in the chat. Someone's saying I would let him leave on a free transfer. What? You would let Bruno Fernandes leave for nothing? That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I don't even understand how you've woken up this morning and thought that was like, really? Why would you let him leave for free? I mean, that doesn't really make a lot of sense, to be honest. But obviously, you're entitled to your opinion. Yeah, I don't really know what to say for that. He's literally been our best player this season. But fair enough. I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel, I guess. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna wrap the video up here. I will most likely be live after the game later. We'll see. Obviously, it's a nice day here in England, so I'm probably going to go and enjoy some sun. 24 degrees. I know that's probably not that hot, but for England, 24 degrees is hot. So I'm going to go and enjoy myself in the sun. Have a great day, everybody. I'll speak to you all later. Don't forget to drop a like before you leave as well. There's over 100 of you watching. Everybody like the video before you go. Takes you 5 seconds and will really help me out. So yeah, have a great day, everybody. I'll speak to you all later. Bye for now.